you know, enough to see all of the main places. I mean, you can see the sites, the main sites. Yes, you can see them, but I think that an entire life is not enough to visit all the city if you're commuting from other cities around the Lombardy.
But nowadays they are changing a lot, really. The streets,
yeah,
skyscrapers.
I noticed that. I started commuting, to Milan when I was when it before Expo, and in that period the city changed so much.
Yeah, true.
But I really love Milan because it feels like being the center of the world. It's really interesting. You have many different cultures. You have many chances to speak English, and not everywhere in Lombardy it it's so easy to speak English as in Milan. For example, if you go to Pavia or other cities, let's say Bergamo, especially nowadays with the pandemic situation, you won't find a lot of tourists. Well, actually, you won't find any tourists at all, any foreign tourists. So it's not easy, to keep talking English. While in Milan, I guess that especially closer to the city center, the international community is so big. It's something I really enjoy about Milan, the diversity.
I know that on the 1st of July, the American community is doing many entertainment.
Do they? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Basically, near the embassy. No, the
consulate.
The consulate, yeah.
Nice. Have you ever been to the American library in Milan?
If I was there, no, not really. I don't remember. You?
But I want to go there. I've never been there. I know that you can go there. You'll find plenty of English books, of book in the English language. I'm really interested in the American culture because most of the things I know about the US is, from, I don't know, from the medias, from the movies, from the social media. Because I've never been to the US. I've never been to the American continent. I've been to few English-speaking countries because I've been to South Africa, all over the UK. The only place I've never been in the UK is Northern Ireland. Then I've been to Wales, I've been to Scotland. I want to go to the Isle of Man and the Channel Islands. I heard it's really interesting, but I would say I know the UK enough. I mean, I know the the British, geography and I don't know local culture quite a lot. While I don't know pretty much anything about North America, Oceania, everything is not Europe, especially English-speaking countries. I would like, to get to understand the culture better because, knowing languages nowadays is, it's such a blessing because it's quite easy, to access to other culture, to get to know other cultures, if you know the local languages.
Yeah.
What's your favorite country? I mean, the English-speaking country you enjoyed the most while traveling around the world?
I would say United States, but there I was working also for translations, while around the world I was for holidays. So I saw many countries.
Yeah.
Australia is incredible. New Zealand.
I heard that New Zealand, it's one of the most unique places in the world.
Yeah.
It's such.
Yeah, very special.
Yeah.
It's like England, I must say.
Is it?
Mm.
In the culture, definitely. But
the panorama,
view.
the view, yeah.
Is it? A lot of greenery.
Yeah, exactly.
I see. Nice. Have you ever been to Scotland?
Scotland? No, unfortunately, no. Scotland, no.
It's so wild. I don't know why. I always imagined, New Zealand similar to Scotland, with the pipe, the pipes culture, the pipes, the bagpipes. Do you know the?
Say it in Italian.
Le cornamuse.
Ah, okay.
Bagpipes in English. And I don't know why I always imagined New Zealand like that, with the bagpipes, the greenery, the rugged coastline. It must be unique, and also the East Midwest kind of culture. I know that in Australia, for example, they have a big Chinese and Indian influence, especially related to food.
Yeah. Nice wine also in Australia. It was unexpected.
Yeah, but I think that at that latitude, it's quite easy to have good wine, because, for example, also in South Africa, they have a lot of good wines.
Yeah.
Quite big wine culture. I think that kind of latitude helps a lot.
Yes.
Because it's quite further south. Also in Chile, pretty
Yeah.
much same latitude.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I was in Santiago del Chile.
Did you? Have you been? Nice.
But only going through, because once I the target was Australia, but we did the.
You had a layover.
No, il Giro del the world tour.
You did like a world tour. Nice.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, really. From starting from here, then Argentina, Buenos Aires, and then Iguazu, always in Brazil, and then Brazil, no, just a moment. It was Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, Iguazu, and then Buenos Aires, Argentina, and then Santiago del Chile, and Tahiti, Bora Bora.
Nice.
Yeah, and then can you imagine the flight landed, did a stop in the Eastern Island, no, Eastern, come si chiama?
Oh,
L'isola
yeah,
di Pasqua,
Easter
Eastern
Island.
Island.
Nice.
In the middle of nothing, really, but very amazing.
Yes.
And then New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand, and then Australia, Sydney, and then Singapore and Hong Kong and back.
Nice.
Mm-mm-mm.
So you had like a multiple layover trip?
Yes.
Mm.
Mm-mm-mm.
You know by your like worldwide cruises, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like international cruises, cruising throughout pretty much everywhere in the world. I don't know if you know. Even Costa, if I'm not mistaken, also Costa cruises, kind of, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. On the ship, I was in Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, that are the islands in front of Venezuela, and then to Jamaica, Cayman Island, and in Mexico. But they are very far rememberings.
I can imagine. Was it a long time ago? Or
Yeah, exactly. No, a long time ago.
I see.
More than 20 years.
Wow, nice.
Mm.
Places must have changed so much.
Yeah. Sydney was also Sydney, Hong Kong, really astonishing. I don't know how to say, incredible
Yeah.
cities.
You can say astonishing. You can say stunning.
Stunning, yeah.
Did you go to the Opera House in Sydney?
Only through.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a iconic landmark.
Yeah. By chance, I had a picture with the opera house. I was on a boat, opera house there, and the big bridge over. I think it's the best picture I have. Really.
Nice. The best picture ever.
The best what?
The
What
best picture ever.
Ever. Yeah. Exactly. Because at that time there was not the camera like now.
Nice.
Uh,
Nice. So you had many different English accents and slangs.
Many what?
Many different accents and
Yeah.
slangs.
Absence.
And slangs. You know the slang?
Can you write it? No.
Sorry, you can't see it. Yeah. Wait.
Slang. Yeah, sure. And what is
dialect.
yeah. Incredible, yeah. And what is global loop?
Do you know what's a loop?
Yeah, un uncino, no?
No, loop is like a circle,
A circle, yeah.
Yeah. So a global loop is a loop around the world,
Okay.
With a worldwide cruise, you can have a global loop, around the globe. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyway, anybody else? Is that something, I don't know, some interesting experience you had in an English-speaking country? Any funny story related to speaking English? Oh, I don't know. Something like that? Nothing? So, what do you want to do today during this lesson? Do you want to read some text about, I don't know, some English-speaking country in particular, or what do you want to do? Is it okay to read some text about the United Kingdom?
Yes.
Okay, so just give me a moment. Read this text about England. I'm gonna start when you can read the specific part about the different monuments. So I'm gonna read the first part, then somebody is gonna translate it. If there's any volunteer, the volunteer can translate it. So let's begin. 14 top-rated tourist attractions in England. One of the most popular travel destinations in the world, England offers almost endless possibilities for vacationers seeking fun things to do and top attractions to visit. Part of the beautiful British Isles, this small but influential country bursts with fascinating history, exciting cities, and rich cultural traditions. Historic sites are at every turn, from prehistoric megaliths and ancient Roman sites to centuries-old castles and town centers dating back to the Middle Ages. England is also extremely easy to get around, with its most popular tourist destinations well connected by trains and buses. Alternatively, you can drive between points of interest on a well-planned system of motorways. Whether you choose to tour the country by car or public transport, you're guaranteed an unforgettable experience. To help you get in the most out of your travel itinerary, be sure to use our list of the best places to visit in England. So, any volunteer to translate it? Anybody?
Ok, provo.
Prego.
Allora, vabbè, il titolo è un pezzettino che manca comunque. Allora, una delle più popolari destinazioni di viaggio del mondo, l'Inghilterra, offre almost endless, diciamo, una quantità senza fine di possibilità, un'infinita possibilità per i vacanzieri di trovare divertimenti e cose da fare e poi per in italiano si dice importanti attrazioni da visitare.
Esattamente. Se volessi tradurre questo almost, in questo caso, potessi dire possibilità quasi infinite.
Infatti perché quasi infinito, ok, mi veniva proprio l'esatto. Quindi ho
Sì, se no va benissimo senza fine, e in italiano ovviamente se metti senza fine non suona bene mettere quasi. Benissimo.
Ok.
Perfetto.
Allora, parte delle belle isole britanniche, questa piccola ma...
Scusa,
Puoi
Alessandro, si può ingrandire un po'?
Sì, chiedo scusa, Fiorella.
Grazie.
Vedete meglio?
Sì, così è meglio.
Sì. Perfetto. Sì. Non ti sento più. Allora, non si sente più.
Adesso mi senti?
Ok, perfetto.
Attivi il
Vai
microfono.
pure avanti. Mhm. E si è sentito fino ad IELTS.
Adesso non vedo più.
Andrea, non la sentiamo.
Aspetta ancora. Mi sentite?
Sì,
Adesso
ora meglio,
sì.
sì.
Sì, ok. Dicevo, cosa vuol dire burst?
Allora, abbonda, diremmo in italiano in questo caso.
Ah, ok. Quindi vabbè, parte delle belle isole britanniche con questa piccola ma influente nazione abbonda di storie affascinanti, eccitanti città e ricche tradizioni culturali.
Mhm.
Ok? I siti storici sono praticamente non so se qui intende, sono praticamente ovunque o sono di ogni tipo.
Si potrebbe dire sono dovunque, sono praticamente dovunque in
Ogni
italiano.
volta che si gira, quindi intende, no? Ogni
Esatto.
giro, angolo.
Ad ogni
Si sente
angolo,
molto angolo,
anche
forse in
dire.
italiano.
Letteralmente,
Ogni angolo
letteralmente sarebbe ogni
si gira,
svolta, no? Ogni
si
curva.
svolta.
Però è inteso, perché torna è inteso, sai quando sei in macchina e poi
Sì,
e hai un bivio, no? Ad ogni bivio sarebbe.
non è normale. Ok,
Esattamente.
quindi diciamo ogni angolo in italiano.
No, proprio bivio. Sai quando
Ah,
c'è una
ho capito.
strada.
Cioè, quindi se vai da una parte e dall'altra trovi posti interessanti. In questo
Esattamente.
caso. Ah,
Quindi
ok.
si potrebbe dire ad ogni angolo o dovunque. In italiano ci sono vari modi con cui si potrebbe tradurre.
Sì, sì, ok. Quindi dai megaliti preistorici agli antichi siti romani fino
Mhm,
al castelli centenari e centri cittadini che sono databili intorno al Medioevo o già o verso il Medioevo. Allora,
esatto.
l'Inghilterra è anche estremamente facile da girare, nel senso di viaggiarci intorno.
Sì.
Allora, con le sue un po' più popolari destinazioni turistiche, molto connesse o molto ben connesse da treni e autobus di linea.
Mhm,
Alternativamente, tu puoi guidare, quindi viaggiare attraverso punti di interesse, vabbè,
mhm,
su un sistema molto ben pianificato di autostrade.
mhm. Sì.
Su qualsiasi qui penso che intenda destinazione, sottinteso, destinazione tu scegli di viaggiare attraverso la paese, sia usando la macchina che i trasporti pubblici, avrai sicuramente, anzi sei garantito di avere una esperienza indimenticabile. Quindi il tuo passaggio è passivo, però la garantita è garantita. Allora, allora per aiutarti a avere quindi il meglio nel tuo itinerario di viaggio, allora, assicurati di usare la nostra lista dei migliori posti da visitare in Inghilterra.
Esattamente, perfetto. Come traduzione era molto letterale, ma andava benissimo. L'unica cosa è... Come?
È letterale, suona male in italiano.
Sì, alcune cose traduce simultaneamente, diciamo, traduce subito appena hai letto un testo, non è sempre semplice perché appunto le costruzioni inglesi molto spesso non corrispondono per nulla con quelle italiane. L'avete notato, se ricordo bene, anche negli scorsi testi che avevamo letto. L'unica cosa che io avevo tradotto un po' diversamente a istinto è questo well connected, tu hai tradotto connesse. In italiano diremmo più collegate, perché in italiano dici collegamento, non connessione. Però per il resto,
Sì,
benissimo. Per aver tradotto così diciamo, all'istante andava benissimo come traduzione. Perfetto, allora ti faccio una domandina in inglese, poi se vuoi andare avanti a leggere tu, se no vediamo se vuoi leggere qualcun altro. Ok, so in your opinion, uh, does is the writer of this article from the United Kingdom or not?
can you repeat, please?
So, in your opinion, the writer of this article,
Okay.
is he or she from the UK, from the United Kingdom or not?
I think it's not from United Kingdom.
Mm-mm.
I'm
What's
not
the
sure.
reason? You
Because
can't.
since that is talking something that she or he read on books and not from really living in there. It's not much generic.
Moreover, there's a reason why you can tell 100% that the writer is not from the UK or Europe.
No,
You can tell
I'm not
that
sure.
if you write carefully, you'll spot a word is 100% North American. Probably an American way of saying. Can you spot one word?
American say.
Hmm?
No, I don't know. I don't know why, but it's not getting. Maybe I'm wrong.
Do you know the meaning of vacationers?
Vacation, I suppose, is people that want to travel or go in holiday. But maybe vacation is American holidays in Italy.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
English word for vacationer is holidaymaker.
Okay.
That's the reason why you can tell 100% that the writer is not from the UK, not Europe. Okay.
Oh.
So
Interesting.
yeah, sometimes sometimes it's interesting when you can even tell from a text if one person is from that country or not. You don't even, need to hear the accent in spoken English. You can just tell, from sometimes even from the spelling of some words, If you notice that one word is ending in R, E, it's quite easy that the writer is English or Irish. Otherwise, if the spelling or Canadian. Otherwise, if the spelling ends like that, probably is from the US. The same word, in British or Canadian English is gonna be spelled like that, and in American English is gonna be spelled like that. Sometimes it's funny. With time, you get used to notice the difference between a British English speaker or I don't know, like a Australian English speaker or even South African English speaker. Many times it's hard to distinguish the Australian and the South African accent, in my opinion, or sometimes even the Australian and the British accent, the English accent. Sometimes it's quite similar. And another accent, the Scottish accent. Did you ever hear a Scottish accent?
Yes.
It's so hard to understand, and at the same time, it's quite similar to the Irish one. It's not the same, it's quite different, but if you're not used to the accents, they're gonna sound similar, One difference, for example, when an Irish man talks about sports, about football, he's gonna say soccer, while a Scottish is gonna say football. This is one of the way you can tell if the Irish slang or the Scottish slang. Then there are some words. There are some words used in Ireland, but not in the UK. For example, do you know what's the quake? Do you know this word?
No.
It's an Irish word. No, the spelling was misspelled. So the quake or crack is it's the meaning is like something funny, A quite common way of saying, way to start a conversation in Ireland is saying, "What's the quake?" Like that, So, did anybody knew this word?
No.
You didn't?
Never.
It's quite used in Ireland, but I don't know. It's like a typically Irish concept. You want. It's not easy to find a word to translate it in another language. It's just Irish slang, but the meaning is it's quite easy to get, even if there's no other word in other languages. You know, it means, for example, good trade. It's a pretty good night when you went out for drinking, for example. Mighty trade, it's like an amazing night. Savage trade, I mean, you can understand it. It's like when you go out, you know, by night, and it's really a wild night, you know. You can understand something about the Irish culture, you know, with this word. It's, I don't know, it's quite unique. Anyway, back to us. Okay, so what were we reading about? Ah, yeah, about England, about Stonehenge. Have you ever been to Stonehenge? This summer?
I would like.
So, nobody?
No.
Mm-mm.
I Grazianella, I have been.
Yeah. Did you like it? Did you enjoy
Yes,
visiting the
it
UK?
was a very strange, very suggestive. It was strange to see this place. You can imagine what is, why it is there.
Mm. So quite unique. I see.
Yes,
I've
it's
been,
unique in effect. It's a Celtic.
yeah.
In effect, it's a very particular place.
Yeah, it dates back way back in time. So, okay.
Uh,
I I've been to Stonehenge, but actually, honestly, I didn't like it at all. I mean, I expected it to be way better, you know. It looks quite small, you know, when you see it. I had this big expectation about it, and in the end, I was like, "Is that it?" So that's just it. I don't know, a bunch of not that big stones, but I don't know. That was my feeling when I saw it.
you were very young, maybe.
Yeah, I was young, but I don't think that's the thing, you know. It was my first time in the United Kingdom, so it was quite a while ago, yeah. But it wasn't, I don't know, I don't think it was me. It was just the place. I expected a different vibe, you know, and I didn't find what I was expecting, what I was looking
You
for.
must have a good guide, in effect. I think that they explain. The same when you go to see the remains of Fiatras or Greek places, you think are only the stones.
Yeah,
No?
but I mean, I've been to many different places in the UK. For example, I've been to Fountains Abbey in Northern England. I don't know if you've ever heard about it. It's a ruin, you know. It's not a real abbey. It's just, I don't know, some leftovers from an abbey that was partially destroyed during the religious reform in the UK. So when you see it, I mean, it was really unique. The vibe was fantastic. I really enjoyed the place, and it's just stones, you know. It's not a big building. It's just a remain of a building. But I had
Also, there is the same in, I don't know if it's the same place, in Scotland. At
yeah,
other
but
cathedral.
yeah, there are
The-
many places that were partially destroyed by
Yes.
during the religious reform. But what I meant, was that there was not a lot to see, but I really enjoyed the place, the moment. And in Scotland, when I've been to Scotland, it was quite similar, I've been to many places in Scotland or even in Wales when you have just a good landscape. I mean, you can have a nice view, but that's it. You don't have a lot to see, a lot to look around. But I don't know, in Stonehenge, it was way different.
In Scotland is Elgin. Elgin.
Yeah. I've been there. Yeah. The
Yes.
Elgin. Yeah.
I found the photos about it now.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. But when you're there, you enjoy it quite a lot. Well, when I was to Stonehenge, I couldn't enjoy it. I mean, probably it was the reason. The reason was that there were way too many tourists around me. So when you can't have a place all for yourself, probably that what it's gonna happen. It happened to me the same thing in a similar place, the Salisbury Abbey. It's like, I don't know, 15 minutes by bus or car from Stonehenge. And in Salisbury, pretty much, I mean, the cathedral was amazing. I really enjoyed it. But when you go inside, when you see, the Magna Carta, I expected something really special, but I couldn't enjoy the Magna Carta, because probably for the same reason, You go there, you have way too many people around. You can even tell from this picture, You wanna take a picture, you have so many people around, and I mean it's just a piece of paper. I mean it's historical, but I don't know, I couldn't enjoy it that much. That was new to me. That was interesting, I don't know why I didn't enjoy those places that much. But the Salisbury Cathedral was stunning, It was so nice. Such a nice place. And also the Salisbury town. Did you visit the cathedral? Did you see the Magna Carta? Grazie Nella. Anyway, yeah, she'll be back to us later.
Sì, dimmi.
Okay. Did you see the Magna Carta? Did you visit the Salisbury Cathedral?
Oh, I don't remember. I
You
think I went there when I was young.
I
I
see.
don't remember, in effect, many things.
Because the Magna Carta,
For
it's
me, it was a fantastic bath.
Bath is really nice.
a particular place because they organize the visit as you are in the Roman period. You have
Yeah.
the auricolari and you imagine, did you stay in that atmosphere? I was very surprised. When I went to Caracalla Terme, I wrote about this and ask why we did not organize the same thing. And it was very, very nice. I like it very, very a lot.
Nice.
But other
We
fact, in fact, Italy is insuperabile. Because we won't see the things, but you have a queue to see cathedral, castles, etc. But in effect, what you have in Italy is the best. In many times we don't know that we have.
We have one of the richest heritage, cultural heritage in the world. We are the country with the best preserved, or at least the richest heritage, you know, at least on the monuments point of view, we are the richest, the luckiest in the world, you know, but not always, of course. The Italian institutions, or sometimes even the private owners of the monuments, know how how can I say that, like, to promote it, you know, to sell like the tourist experience to the world, you know, to the worldwide tourists. Or maybe it's just because we have too many things to see, and in the end, it's the way it's gonna, you know, it's gonna work. If you have too many things to see, in the end, not everything is gonna be enjoyed by a lot of people, and not everything is gonna be treated the right way. You know what I mean? Okay.
Alessandro, sorry. When do you use legacy instead of heritage? You know.
Let me think.
There is a slight difference, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's quite different, but I mean, legacy is more intangible, I think, while heritage is more concrete, you know.
Yeah.
For example, yeah, I think that's the main difference. I'm gonna check, but that should be the main difference. Let me check.
Sorry, it's not so important.
No worries. Okay. You see, legacy is more like a inheritance, you know. Well, heritage is more a cultural thing. You know what I mean? So heritage is more like I'm
Money?
No. No. Legacy is more like money. It's money related, while heritage is more like how can I say that? I'm looking for another word, for a similar word. Okay, so a heritage site is a site with a lot of history, you know. While the legacy, I don't know, being kind to other people was my grandfather's legacy.
Look there, legacy of literature. The
Yeah,
Greeks have a
yeah, it's like
rich legacy of literature.
yeah, it's like a witness.
Yeah, exactly.
While heritage is more a cultural witness. So if you can, well, if you can see something historic, that's a historical heritage site. While if you can read Homerus, let's say Homer, that's Greek heritage. So the Parthenon. Let me explain. Can you tell the difference?
Parthenon Greek heritage site. Homer. Homer. Homer literature, Greek literacy, legacy. Yeah.
I'm gonna say in Italian this way is gonna be easier to understand. Quindi legacy è più una testimonianza, oppure un'eredità, può avere entrambi i significati. Mentre heritage è, so che assomiglia alla parola eredità, però è, appunto è un sito culturale, no? Un sito storico sarebbe heritage.
Sì, grazie.
E in quel senso legacy è più astratto, nel senso che è più una testimonianza, no? Che un qualcosa di tangibile. Spero fosse chiaro in inglese. Benissimo.
About the churches, you made me remember a facade of a church in Macau. Very incredible. Only that was remaining.
Yeah, it's a UNESCO heritage site, the facade of Portuguese church from Macau. But I can't, yeah, you know, it's a UNESCO heritage site. For example, in this heritage, but I can't remember the name of the church.
The church, me neither.
I don't know if it's Saint. I'm not sure. Maybe Saint John, but I'm not sure.
Some saint.
Saint Vincent. No, Saint Paul.
Saint Paul.
Saint Paul's Church. Yeah. Yeah. That's the place. Anyway, I hope all of you.
Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, I see it. Wow.
Yeah. I hope all of you did find the lesson interesting. Is there anything else you would like to add, to say, without before ending the lesson?
Mm. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Anybody else? Anybody? Nessuno ha niente da aggiungere, qualche dubbio, qualcosa che vorreste chiedermi?
Parlando sulla legacy, si usa anche nel mio ambiente, nel computer, sono quando tu hai applicazioni, software o cose che tu mantieni da un certo numero di tempo, come un'eredità ma pesante, ha un senso di pesantezza, nel senso che tu usi lo stesso, non so, Windows 7, cioè da 20 anni non lo devi usare perché ti serve, quindi ha un legacy ed è un'ereditarietà ma che ti pesa, nel senso di
Esatto.
nel senso negativo. Non so se in inglese si dice spiegare.
Sì, no, il problema del termine lega, se ho capito cosa intendi, è che non è facile spiegare, ha tantissimi significati diversi, a differenza del termine heritage, che è quello, no? È il patrimonio culturale, patrimonio storico. Benissimo.
Io dopo che ho capito che heritage è diciamo, una ereditarietà che però non ha un valore pecuniario immediato, è più figurato, mentre legacy può avere un tetto di anche essere monetizzato in un certo modo.
Allora, che io sappia, heritage viene usato solo in ambito storico-culturale, ma verifico subito prima di dirti un qualcosa che non sia vero. Mi sa che hai ragione tu, perché vediamo, Allora. No, invece no, mi sa che come dicevo io. Perché per esempio esiste la heritage industry, ma se ho capito bene viene intesa l'ambito, il settore turistico, se non sbaglio, la heritage industry. Mi sa di sì. Sì. Sì, è inteso semplicemente in ambito culturale, è la cultura, la heritage, mentre appunto quindi è un qualcosa di leggermente più tangibile, no? Mentre appunto legacy di solito, a meno che non sia l'eredità, appunto l'eredità pecuniaria, in tutti gli altri casi è più astratto come concetto rispetto alla heritage e non è in ambito culturale di solito, a meno che non si parli di qualcosa come per esempio la letteratura, no? Come ho fatto io l'esempio, appunto come avevamo visto allora.
But look here, money or property that you receive from someone after they die.
Sì, ma non so, no, but that's not the only meaning, you know, there are many different meanings. But il punto è questo, che il termine legacy ha tantissime sfumature diverse e di solito comunque è usato come inheritance, come eredità,
Yeah,
eredità pecuniaria. Benissimo, allora, se non ci sono altri dubbi, spero che anche la lezione di oggi sia stata interessante.